Hello and welcome back to the garden. Things are really different here in the garden. It's June and things are taking off. I've already had my first harvest of lettuce and bok choy, some broccoli, some sweet peas, and of course, as you can see from looking around, things have sort of just exploded. I took a little bit of a break from YouTube because I got married, which is so exciting. I got married a couple weeks ago, and the weeks leading up to the wedding, I just put everything kind of on pause, all of my creative projects, just focused on the wedding and making sure things went well and that we enjoyed it. And then I just took some time to just focus on being married and being present and starting all of that off well. So I'm excited to have more time again and to be back filming and sharing with you guys. So that's a little update in my life. But the garden, it has taken off a lot. And I've learned a lot about gardening. And I will say that this garden hasn't so far been that time consuming. Of course, there's a lot of time up front that we had to invest in just establishing the garden. But since we've had it established and I've planted, I would say that most of the effort is in the research, the mental work. So it's been a lot of mental work trying to keep on top of everything. Like, why is my broccoli bolting? Why is this wilting? What are these bugs? I'm sure next year will be a lot different because I know what I'm doing. And I do plan to use this garden all year long. So this is going to be a four seasons garden. Something will always be growing here. And it's been really fun. We've had some of our first meals from the garden, like a lot of salads, bok choy, some peas. But unfortunately, I am going to be leaving the garden for about 2 weeks to go on my honeymoon. So I won't really get to see what happens in the next 2 weeks, but I definitely wanted to document things before I left, just for myself to remember this beautiful place that we poured our love and our hearts into, and that is already giving back to me and feeding me and nourishing my body. And what a blessing that is. So I wanted to take time to document it, to capture it, to remember myself in it, and share that with you guys. And so thanks so much for being here. So when you walk into the garden, this is the first bed that you see. This is my 2 by 20-foot bed. I decided to make this bed this way for a lot of different reasons. My main sort of goal behind this bed right here was to maximize on the space in my garden. I also wanted a kind of easy bed to access for all of my sweet peas and trellis vegetables. So far I have lots of beans and lots of cucumbers and more sweet peas. I have different variety. You know, I did not do the best at figuring out where each thing was. I sort of just would like get off of work one day and put some seeds into the ground and water. So I'm actually going to finish this out within the next couple of days because I'll be traveling and I want to come back to more veggies on the trellis. So next to that, I have this beautiful in-ground bed that I actually love so much, and I have quite a bit planted here. Up here, we have our corn, also all of my squash, which is getting so big, and you know, I don't even know. I don't think I would have put squash right there if I did it again, but I have my corn and my squash, 2 eggplants back there that I think are just going to be overtaken by my squash. But you live, you learn. Next to that, I have all of my beets that look like they're getting really close to harvest. They're popping up at the tops. They look really good, and I'm probably going to put some in a salad tonight for dinner. So my beets are here. This right here is arugula that has gone to seed and flowered. I need to get rid of this. It's time to cut this back, but it's just so pretty to me that I loved the way that these flowers looked. I couldn't. So I left them, but it's time. I'm probably going to do that again, probably tomorrow before I head out, so that I can put something else here. So right here, I have my collards and kale. This is a red Russian kale, and these are my collard greens. One of them is going to flower, of course, because it's my life right now. So that's going to seed, and I'm going to replace it. But these don't look too hot. A while ago, I did a soil test, and I found that my soil was lacking nitrogen. I did add feather meal and worm castings to try and help, but it still looks like it's struggling. A couple days ago, I did water it with some fish emulsifier, so I do think that will help, but my collards just aren't too happy. I'm gonna try a lot of these again in the fall and see how they do, but we're just trying. And to the next of the red Russian kale, we have radish. This radish is really beautiful, and I love it. I have radish here and radish over there. Then we have some Brussels sprouts, and I'm probably going to plant some okra in that little missing spot right there. And that is this second beautiful bed that I have right here. And moving over, here we have this beautiful bed of greens. I have my lettuce, some butter lettuce, all of my spinach right here that has, of course, gone to seed and is bolting. That's okay. I had some bok choy here that I have harvested. It was so good. And then down here, it's just a bunch of kale, which again, we've been enjoying. I have my Swiss chard, which I am having a bit of a hard time with Swiss chard this year. It's browning so much, and I don't know if it's just getting too hot and that's what happens, but I would figure that out. I imagine that I'm going to always have a leafy green bed like this. I'm gonna do this exact same thing again in another bed, but I'm gonna put a shade cloth over it next time, because I do think that it is starting to get hot. We're getting those 90-degree days, and it's probably just sun damage if I have to take a wild guess. And I think a lot of my greens are bolting right now because it's just too hot. So too much sun, too hot. So I'll see if that makes any difference. But for now, I am so proud of this bed. It has produced an abundance for us already, and it's gonna keep growing. So this bed right here is kind of just like something. I don't even know. I have kohlrabi right here. This is all brassicas. My broccoli is surprisingly doing very well, and I am so proud of that. It's growing, and I have a beautiful head of broccoli right here that I will zoom into and show you. This is my Destiny broccoli. It was really pretty. I didn't really get to eat much of it. It went to seed pretty quick, but there was this one morning I came out here and there were bees everywhere, and I just did not have the heart to cut this down because I loved that it was bringing in so many pollinators. So I'm gonna probably collect the seeds off of one plant, and then the rest of the plants I'll just get rid of. But I do also have some celery and parsley. Back here, we have another tomato, and it's huge because it's an indeterminate tomato, and it's my biggest one, and I don't know why. I don't know what I did with that guy, but he's just shooting way up. And I then have just some herbs and spices, some summer savory, some oregano, more parsley, some dill is growing in here, and cilantro. And so this bed is also a really nice one. I did put some marigold seeds in here. Those are coming up. So this is a very beautiful bed as well. So here you have the flower bed. This is all flowers. That's all I grew here. I don't really know what is what and what I planted where. I do know that's calendula, and there are more calendulas over here. There are some poppies and things like that, but I sort of did like a chaotic seed spread over here, and just whatever comes up, and it'll be like a surprise, and I'll be really happy to meet whatever flowers come to greet me this summer. I did also put a tomatillo and some sage, and then I have a rosemary plant in that corner. It's a little bit of a mixture. So this bed right here is my tomato bed. I have a mixture of both determinate and indeterminate tomatoes in this bed, and I have planted various multiple types of tomatoes here. Things are going well in this bed though. I have decided that I was going to cut out all of the, I don't know what you call them, the things in between that grow in between the tomatoes for both the determinate and indeterminate varieties. I'm doing that this year. Next year I might try something different. I have a lot of different types of basils in this bed as well. We have some holy basil, some Thai basil, some Greek basil. I have sweet basil. I have Italian basil. So lots of different basils are in this bed. And of course the marigolds on the edge, which are growing, like really taking off. This bed also is home to my peppers. So there are a lot of different peppers in here. We have Carolina Reaper, orange habanero, jalapeno. I know I have a lunchbox mix. I have some shishitos, lots of different peppers. Even some that I'm like not familiar with. Like this pepper is the queen toe yellow pepper. Yeah, I'm not even saying it right, but I'm really excited for that one. And I have like a Thai hot pepper, serrano peppers, just all these different types. And some of my peppers are starting to fruit. So this is the tomato bed, the furthest bed back as you enter into the garden. Right here, I have my lavender plant, and I have blueberry bushes, which is, I say exciting so much, I'm sorry, but it's so exciting. And I actually do have some blueberries that are producing. I wasn't really planning on having much of a harvest this year because it's the first. Before I bought the blueberry bush, I did not do my research, and I didn't realize that I needed them to cross-pollinate. I just let this one be, and I thought to myself, next year I'll buy the appropriate bush so that they can cross-pollinate. But it is pollinating, it's making berries. Either it came like that from the garden center, or a neighbor is also growing, which is highly likely that I have a neighbor growing blueberries because there are a lot of gardens over here. I have some things in pots. I have mint and fennel and another tomatillo because those have to cross-pollinate. Just some of my garden mess. And I have some potted flowers right there, some irises. Well, this is the garden. This is the space that I have been praying for, preparing for, and working towards, and I am so in love with it. Every time I pick a vegetable or eat something or watch something grow or see something flower, I'm just filled with so much joy, genuinely so much joy. And being a human right now is hard. The world is hard. And being someone who cares deeply about people and suffering, sometimes it can be hard to step away from the heaviness of what it means to be alive now and like what life is right now. This space has provided a lot of solace for me. It's been good for me spiritually and emotionally and physically. Being able to tap out sometimes from the sensational news cycle that we've all been forced to plug into, because that is where information comes from. And when you care, you seek information. When information is given to you by a very specific list of media companies that purposefully feed you sorrow, it can be hard. It's a 24-hour cycle. The news never ends, the feeds never stop, the news keeps coming. Every day it's worse, and then it's better, and then it's not, and then it ebbs and it flows, and life keeps going on. But this space has been so important for my growth and for my ability to hold space for the greater world outside of me. I can't do much, but I can start a garden. I can't do much, but I can learn new skills that a lot of us have lost and forgotten. These are things that our grandmas did with ease, right? There's a lot we've lost. And maybe one way I can contribute to the world around me is by reclaiming and relearning, hopefully sharing and passing on to my immediate community, the people that are right here in front of me, that maybe also need time in a garden, that maybe also need to unplug, that maybe want to be hosted for a dinner at my little makeshift farm to garden table, which I'm so excited to start hosting people very, very, very soon. But maybe that's my way. And so this garden means a lot to me, and I'm so glad to be sharing it with you guys. And thank you for everyone who is here on this channel. It's grown a lot. I woke up and there were 253 people who have decided to tune in and to watch and to comment and to send me messages, who have just been so encouraging and inspiring. And I also love watching what other people do and encouraging other people. And so keep sharing your gardens with me and your projects and your art and your painting and your whatever it is. Like, it's really cool to me and I love to see it. And just thank you for being here. And I hope that you have a wonderful